Well, yeah, man, that was the thing. I mean, everybody who thought about Scrapple Sound, they didn't really get their heads around what that meant, you know? They they thought not of Scrapple Sound as we musicians and the people who really got into it thought of it. They thought of the song. They thought of that one song, you know, and it was a great song, but there was so much more. There's so much more to it. Scrapple was just special. Just had a weird thing going on. You know, it didn't have the best gear necessarily, and the place was kind of run down. A lot of the stuff was out of date or just sort of patched together, you know, like somebody had a garage sale behind a crack house near Denny's by an aquifer near a dog park. You know, that kind of vibe. But but it was, you know, for some of us it was just magic.
Well, then can you tell us a little bit more about that, about the magic, about where does that come from?
Well, I mean, it was really, it's hard to put it down to one thing or one time or one guy, but you know, obviously when you're talking about the Scrapple sound, you're talking about John. But I don't, and maybe that's it. There was like something magic about him. He just knew how to be in the right place at the right time with the right feeling. It's like a lightning rod near like a private school with a ballpark full of whippets. You know exactly. You know what I mean. That kind of thing. Yeah. And despite what I said before about it, you know, not just being the one song, gotta say honestly, man, that song, that's like that's really where it began. It's like a holy relic of Scrapple. It just shouldn't have worked, man. It shouldn't have. But hell, it worked. You know, I mean, it worked like an immigrant with a hair lip and a gambling debt. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, down by the hall, by the across from the payphone. Uh huh. I don't know. I well, if it doesn't take bills, then just get change. Of course, it takes change. What? How? All right, then go to the gas station. Dr. Pepper. Uh, yeah, no, I get asked that question all the time, uh, and I uh, I don't know what they mean by that. Um, Scrapple Sound is the name of the place. Uh, it kind of sounded funny, um, and uh, the Scrapple magic. I was just honestly, I was just setting up some gear, um, and dicking around. I couldn't even tell you where the idea came from. I can't even tell you where the gear came from. Um, I think I got some of it at a garage sale, uh, a garage sale or an estate sale or something like that. Um, Here in town, by the Denny's. Yeah, so it's actually it's pretty simple. I don't I don't know. I mean, you really want to go through? Uh, Okay, yeah. Uh, no, so this is the gear. It was this keyboard. Um, I just gotten it set up, and I hadn't really even started composing anything. Uh, was just like sweeping and plugging in and that kind of thing, scribbling some stuff down to use for later, um, during breaks and so on. And this is the console. This is the console. It's not really remarkable in any particular way. It's actually kind of limited. It was something I got for free, uh, but I liked it. I could figure it out pretty easily. That was a big deal for me, without any musical training or computer skill or advanced learning in things. But all right, so it really just started with the beat, and I found this because well, it's called, and can you read it? It's actually called, it's the caution beat, which I didn't realize was a musical track, but as I was scrolling through things, I thought that was a warning, and I didn't want to mess up the stuff because I wasn't going to be able to replace any of it. So I checked it out, thinking it had some instructional value, but it didn't. So, but you just you click it and you get the beat. Thought it sounded like music, so I let that go. I was just listening to it while I was cleaning up, and then later came back and it was still going. It didn't turn itself off. So when I started messing around with the keyboard, I just was playing these couple of chords because those were the ones that I knew at that time. I think this is, I don't know if I'll remember it exactly, but so yeah, this is the Scrapple. This is the Scrapple Sound, so to speak. There we go. That was the basis for the song. That was the core of it. And I was looking through my notes trying to find some lyric ideas, some melody ideas, and I had made some notes. And this is it, actually it. These are the original notes. That was about the Pennsylvanian recipe for Scrapple. This actually isn't even a recipe. This is more like a history of it, or an overview, because I didn't know what Scrapple was at the time. So I looked it up, and I looked up the wrong thing. But fortunately, a friend of mine who knew the stuff texted it to me. So that's actually where that came from. And I had to transcribe it off the phone, off from the text, because my battery had died. So I was trying to get it off in a frenzy. I knew it was going to die, and all of the other electrical outlets were used up by the gear, which was just 2 outlets. So I scribbled it down here, and then just kind of worked out the melody, and that was pretty much it. I mean, it came together pretty quickly. So yeah, all right, sure. All right, we'll do it. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Scrapple is typically made of hog offal, the head, the heart, the liver, are boiled in broth. Bones and fat are removed. The remaining meat is reserved. The broth is boiled with a cornmeal to make a mush. Scrapple is typically made Scrapple is typically made the remaining meat is reserved. The remaining meat is reserved. The remaining meat is reserved. The remaining meat is reserved.
Yeah, I don't think I got that. I can't remember the whole thing. Yeah, but that was it, and it caught on, and things went from there. As they say, the rest is history, and a lot's been written about it. A lot. This isn't even the first documentary that I've been involved with. There was what was it? The guy from German guy. Oh, Herzog made one that got some attention. That was it was good. It was kind of heavy. That one was called The Meat is Reserved. I enjoyed it. And he was big on the loud, soft dynamic, which I liked too. Really, it's probably my favorite part in kind of a funny, ironic way, because it was an accident too. I had sent one of my friends who had helped me move the stuff in. I had asked him to go down the gas station to pick up some chips or something, and he was gone for a little while. He came back and came up behind me from these folding chairs. Just scared the shit out of me.
Well, yeah, of course, that sound, that song influenced so many of us. It just caught like wildfire. It was like Dylan going electric. It galvanized a group of young musicians who were waiting for something and didn't know what it was. And I know John has a tendency to kind of downplay the importance, and I wouldn't presume to tell him his business, but I think what he's not aware of is that, like, he was exploring, we were exploring, and as he was an unknown thing, we were in search of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? So it was one process of circular discovery. It was the unknown searching for the unknowing knowingly, while the unknowing was unknowingly becoming known to himself and to the soon to be knowing unknowing unknown to but it was just it was the right time and the right sound. I wasn't the only one by a long shot, but it still feels very special and personal to me. You know, I mean, I was a young man, made impetuous decisions, but you know, I don't know if you can read it, if it shows up correctly here, but you know, pork bits. That's the Scrapple Sound. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I had known you're gonna put me on the spot like that, I don't know that I'd brought the guitar. It's like asking for opera or, you know, the Gutenberg Bible from, you know, one of the Smothers Brothers doing yo-yo tricks that he learned from like Scholastic magazine. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. I'm honored you asked. I'm honored to be involved in any way in bringing people into that Scrapple sound. So yeah, sure. I'll give it my best. Give it my best. Scrapple is typically made of all duffel, the head, the heart, the liver, boiled in broth, bones and fat removed, remaining meat is reserved. Broth is boiled with cornmeal to make a mush. The remaining meat is reserved. The remaining meat is reserved. The remaining meat is reserved. Yeah, even as I'm sorry. Oh, it's a tough song for me to play. But it's even after all of this time, it chokes me up. I, yeah, but thank you for bringing people closer to this, and thank you, John, you wonderful bastard, and thank you, Scrapple Sound. Which for me it's something almost bigger than music, like a bouncy house, of feelings and records and love and